Many thanks for joining today's presentation, hosted by Tradeshift on behalf of HSBC. HSBC is moving to full electronic purchase-to-pay processing globally and has partnered with Tradeshift on an initiative so their suppliers can receive purchase orders and send electronic invoices via the Tradeshift platform. In today's presentation, we will take you through the process of registering on Tradeshift in order to receive purchase orders from HSBC and send invoices back to them via the Tradeshift platform. We will demonstrate how you can retrieve and review purchase orders and how to simply turn them into invoices on the Tradeshift platform. Before we start, I just wanted to advise you that you have the opportunity to post questions during the presentation. In front of you, you should see a chat window. This allows you to post questions. These are only visible to Tradeshift. Tradeshift will collect the questions and, depending on the question, either HSBC or Tradeshift will respond to the questions after the presentation is complete. A quick run through the agenda before we start. First, I will give you a quick introduction to Tradeshift. We'll look at what's in scope for this initiative with HSBC and what is out of scope. And we'll give a brief overview of the benefits of using Tradeshift for electronic invoice processing. Then we will look at the next steps in terms of what you can expect, how to create your account if you are new to Tradeshift, but also how to accept a connection request if you are an existing user of the Tradeshift platform. We will look at how you can revise your profile to add information required before you can send electronic invoices to HSBC, and also how to adjust some settings on the platform. We'll take you through the process of navigating on the Tradeshift platform, and then we will look at document maintenance, so how you receive purchase orders and review those purchase orders on the Tradeshift platform, the simple process of turning those purchase orders into invoices, how, if you don't receive purchase orders, how you can create invoices from scratch on the Tradeshift platform, and then also how you can turn an invoice into a credit note for sending to HSBC. We will also look at how you can get further information on the initiative via the dedicated support landing page, which has been developed in conjunction with HSBC, including information about how you can contact HSBC if you have additional questions, and also how you can contact Tradeshift support. Finally, we'll have a recap of the next actions and the activation process for registering on the Tradeshift platform for receiving purchase orders and sending invoices to HSBC. First, some information about Tradeshift and who we are. Tradeshift is the global business commerce platform. Just as LinkedIn connects people on a global network, Tradeshift connects businesses, offering a truly global network that allows buyers and suppliers to securely connect and share information and business transactions via an end-to-end cloud-based supply chain experience. We have offices spread all over the world, over 500 enterprise-level customers, and over 1.5 million connected companies in 190 countries. We have a full range of supply chain solutions, along with an extensive app infrastructure, similar to the App Store, offering a rapidly expanding range of third-party applications built on our open app interface, offering a wide range of functionality to extend and support buyer and supplier business needs. Now we'll look at a summary of what is in scope and out of scope with the initiative between HSBC and Tradeshift for electronic invoice processing. HSBC will be sending purchase orders via the Tradeshift platform to you as a supplier. You will then be able to turn those purchase orders into invoices and also raise credit notes on the platform. You will receive real-time invoice validation. A number of checks have been set up to validate the information that you provide on your invoice and credit notes to make sure that it contains the required information for HSBC. You will receive statuses automatically updated on the platform via messages sent from HSBC to the documents. There's the opportunity to transfer documents, your invoices and credit notes, to HSBC via a number of methods. So there's PO flip, that is turning your purchase order into an invoice on the platform. There are options to fully integrate your existing ERP solution with Tradeshift in order to send your invoices and credit notes automatically. There's also a web interface allowing you to create non-purchase order invoices on the Tradeshift platform for sending to HSBC electronically. There are a range of reporting options available to you as a Tradeshift supplier on the platform. You receive free support from Tradeshift's support team, and you also have the opportunity to access the Tradeshift App Store, which can extend the solution on the Tradeshift platform. HSBC is rolling out Tradeshift globally as part of its electronic purchase-to-pay processing initiative. If you do business with UK, with Hong Kong and Switzerland, you now have the opportunity to send your invoices electronically via the Tradeshift platform. As mentioned, the receipt of purchase orders from HSBC and the sending of invoices and credit notes to HSBC are in scope for the initiative between HSBC and Tradeshift. However, HSBC will not accept purchase orders from you, nor will they accept pro forma invoices, prepayment invoices, and quotes on the Tradeshift platform. Also, dynamic discounting and supply chain financing are also not currently available via the Tradeshift platform, although this may change in the future. What are the benefits of using Tradeshift for electronic invoice processing? It is an easy sign-up process, as I will shortly demonstrate. There are no fees. You can onboard once for transacting with HSBC and many other customers. There are multiple options for sending your documents to HSBC. You receive free support from Tradeshift, and you have the availability of webinars and a resource center which has been built in conjunction with HSBC. There are a number of benefits of transacting with HSBC via the Tradeshift platform. You will enjoy improved on-time payments due to the reduction of exceptions because of the business validation rules that are applied at the time when you submit your documents. Documents are transmitted securely, electronically, and HSBC will send you an acknowledgement that they have been received safely. Because of the validation rules in place, you receive proactive notification allowing you to take timely corrective action before HSBC receive the document, reducing exception handling and rejection at a later date. And this improves the quality of invoice processing on the HSBC side. Now I will take you through the simple registration steps for accepting an invitation on behalf of HSBC to join HSBC's Tradeshift network in order to receive purchase orders and send invoices and credit notes electronically. If you are new to Tradeshift, you will shortly receive or will have already received an invitation similar to this one. Simply click on the green activation button. This will take you through a few short steps, after which time you will be connected to the relevant HSBC business entities. Once you have clicked on the green activation button, you are required to confirm your company name, your location, complete some additional optional information, add a password, confirm your language, and then once complete, click on Create Account. You are now inside the Tradeshift platform. Click on OK on the green button. If you are brand new to Tradeshift, you should complete additional information related to your company profile. Click on the Profile app. Scroll down where you can find fields where you can add information about your company website. You can add logos, banners, background information. You can also add your company address, and this will appear on the invoices that you send to HSBC. As a supplier in Hong Kong, you are not required to provide a tax registration number. However, you are required to provide a business registration number. As a new Tradeshift supplier, you may also want to adjust the notification settings on your Tradeshift account. Click on the Settings button at the bottom of your account, then Notifications, and here you can tick or untick a number of notification options available to you on the Tradeshift platform. When you've completed your choices, click on Update Notification Settings. If you are an existing supplier on the Tradeshift network, including if you have transacted with other HSBC entities, you will receive an in-platform notification from the entities to which you are now being invited. Click on the green acceptance button inside the email that you will receive. Then you're required to log in using your usual Tradeshift password and username, after which time you'll be taken to the acceptance screen where you accept the connection request from the specific HSBC entities. Now we'll look at some of the main apps and menu options which will help you navigate through Tradeshift and manage your documents. Firstly, your inbox, where you can see tasks and any open items. The task list contains a list of documents where action is required, and also a list of outstanding company information setup tasks which you may wish to complete. The profile app, which was used earlier to complete company information, can be used to further enrich the company profile on the Tradeshift platform, which can be made visible to other users of the platform. From within the profile section, you can also invite additional colleagues, additional team members to your Tradeshift account. Simply type in their name, contact details, email address, choose which type of user that you would like them to be, either a user who can view documents or an administrator who can also add additional users. Once you send them an invitation, they will receive an email, and once they accept and add a password, they will also be added to your Tradeshift platform account. The network app allows you to view all the companies that you are connected to. If you scroll down whilst in the app menu on the left-hand side, you can access the App Store, where you can find additional Tradeshift and third-party apps which can enhance the functionality of your Tradeshift platform account. If you navigate to the Support app, from here you can access the support landing page, which we'll look at a little bit later, which provides you access to a full range of self-service materials and also details on how you contact both HSBC and Tradeshift support. From the Document Manager, you can view any documents that you have had forwarded to you or that you have sent to HSBC. We will look in a little bit more detail at the Document Manager functionality during the Document Management section of this presentation. You can access received purchase orders from the Document Manager by clicking on the document in question. Depending on the notification settings set up as described earlier in this presentation, you can choose to receive notifications about the receipt of documents, including the receipt of purchase orders. Simply click on the green Accept this purchase order button and you are taken to the login page if not already logged in, or directly to the purchase order in question for you to review, accept and turn it into an invoice. You can also access purchase orders sent to you by Tradeshift via the inbox and then Task Manager on the Tradeshift platform. Simply locate the Task Manager, click on the document in question where the purchase order is available for you to review, accept and turn into an invoice on the platform. Once you have the purchase order view, you can review the details of the purchase order, including the HSBC entity who sent the purchase order, the purchase order details, including the purchase order number, the date, the currency, an HSBC personal reference, the purchase order line details. At the bottom, if the address for delivery is the same for all lines, you will see a single delivery address. You will also see that the purchase order is a copy purchase order, strictly for the purposes of receiving purchase orders returning to an invoice. You can accept the purchase order, however, HSBC will not be monitoring the acceptance. This is more for your internal administration purposes. When you are ready, you can turn that purchase order into an invoice by clicking on the blue Create Invoice button. As indicated by the message at the top of your newly created draft invoice, the invoice information has been copied across from the purchase order you received from HSBC. You add an invoice number. This should be unique. Review the purchase order details that have been received and copied over from the purchase order to the invoice. Where possible, you should not alter any of the details because these are validated. If you choose to remove information that is required as part of the PO matching validation that takes place on the platform, then you will receive a warning message when you either preview or try to send the invoice to HSBC. Simply review the error messages, remove them, take the necessary corrective action, preview again the invoice. If the preview is acceptable, then once you are ready, you can click on Send. And this invoice is instantly sent to HSBC. If you return to the Document Manager, you will then see the invoice in question now appears in your document list. You can open the invoice in question, and you will see the details of the invoice that you have sent, including the fact that because you use PO Flip, it is linked to the purchase order that you received from HSBC via the Tradeshift platform. If you have received a purchase order from HSBC, you should always use PO Flip to create that purchase order if you are creating invoices inside the Tradeshift platform. However, for invoices that do not relate to a purchase order, you can use the Create Document and then Create Invoice option from within the Tradeshift platform. Simply click on the Create Invoice button. Choose the HSBC entity you wish to invoice. You can search for that entity using syntax search. Insert an invoice number. One of the validation rules is that if you try to use an invoice number that's been used before, then you'll receive a warning message. Correct that. Add relevant details. You're required to provide a personal reference and a relevant HSBC domain email when submitting a non-purchase order invoice. Complete the invoice details. And when these are complete, you can preview the invoice or simply click on Send. Credit notes are required to be based on an invoice that has been sent to HSBC via the Tradeshift platform. You can use the Document Manager to locate that invoice, for example, using a filter to locate invoices only, and then a text search to locate the specific invoice in question. Simply click on the invoice in question, go to Other Actions from within the invoice, then Create Credit Note. This copies the details of the invoice that you wish to credit, where you can add a credit note number, review the information contained within the credit note, click on Preview, and then click on Send. In consultation with HSBC, Tradeshift has created a wealth of information via a dedicated support landing page available to suppliers free of charge. This is available from within inside the Tradeshift account via the support page. Simply click on the network support page as described earlier, and you are taken to a support landing page branded by HSBC and Tradeshift. Here you can find knowledge base articles, webinars, including this webinar, which will be posted up to the support landing page for later review. You can contact Tradeshift support via the assistance button. You can find out more information about integration options that are available. You can review a small video related to Tradeshift. You can see information about how to connect to Tradeshift. You can also contact HSBC directly if you do not receive an activation URL. There are a number of contact details depending on which entities have invited you to the Tradeshift platform or you wish to invite you to the Tradeshift platform. There is a supplier guide which has been prepared by HSBC specifically, giving you more information about the global purchase to pay initiative, depending on which country you are invoicing. There are details about how you can send invoices to Tradeshift and then on to HSBC. There's information about the validation rules that have been set up in order to validate the information that you put in an invoice to send to HSBC. These can be country specific, so please choose the correct validation rules dependent on the country and the HSBC entity to which you wish to send your invoice or credit note. A number of how-to guides have been prepared on your behalf by Tradeshift in collaboration with HSBC. If, after reviewing the FAQs, knowledge base, how-to guides, webinars, business validation rules, and supplier guides that have been prepared for you on the support landing page by HSBC and Tradeshift, you can contact either HSBC or Tradeshift support using the contact details detailed in the Where Can I Get Help section of this landing page. Depending on the country in which you wish to request information, there are different HSBC contact details made available to you. Before we close this presentation, just a quick recap of the next steps for accepting the invitation from HSBC to join Tradeshift in order to send your invoices electronically. You will shortly receive an invitation to join Tradeshift on behalf of HSBC. Do not attempt to create an account before you have received this invitation, as it may cause delays in the setup of your account, the receipt of purchase orders, and the sending of invoices to HSBC. As mentioned earlier, if you are a new supplier to Tradeshift, you will receive an activation email like this. You will receive an in-platform invitation similar to this. Simply follow the steps described earlier. In the meantime, please feel free to visit hsbc.support.tradeshift.com for further information prepared for you by Tradeshift on behalf of HSBC. This brings us to the end of this short introduction to electronic invoicing on behalf of HSBC. As mentioned earlier, we'll be preparing any questions that you have asked via the chat function, and we will respond to them shortly. Thank you very much for your time, and we